The story begins in 1935 at the Tallis family estate, a symbol of British aristocracy. Briony Tallis, a 13-year-old with a vivid imagination, is seen writing a play. Her creative control over reality sets the tone for the narrative. The estate, bathed in golden sunlight, reflects the privileged yet fragile world she inhabits. This scene introduces Briony's perspective, which will later distort truth with tragic consequences. Cecilia Tallis and Robbie Turner, the housekeeper's son, share a tense moment by the estate's fountain. Cecilia strips to retrieve a broken vase, shocking Robbie. Briony witnesses this from a distance, misinterpreting their interaction as aggression. This misunderstanding fuels her suspicion of Robbie, laying the groundwork for her later false accusation. The fountain scene symbolizes the class tensions and sexual undercurrents of pre-war Britain. Robbie writes a passionate letter to Cecilia, expressing his love. In a moment of haste, he includes an explicit version, which Briony intercepts. Her shock at the letter's content reinforces her belief in Robbie's dangerous nature. The dimly lit library, where Briony reads the letter, becomes a turning point. This scene highlights how a single misstep can spiral into irreversible consequences. The Tallis family gathers for dinner, their conversations laced with unspoken tensions. Briony's accusation looms in the background, though unvoiced. The ticking grandfather clock underscores the impending disaster. This scene captures the family's dysfunction and the societal pressures of the era. It sets the stage for the night's pivotal events, where Briony's imagination will collide with reality. Under the moonlight, Briony falsely accuses Robbie of assaulting her cousin Lola. Her certainty stems from earlier misinterpretations. The lake, eerily calm, mirrors the chaos about to unfold. This moment seals Robbie's fate and marks Briony's transition from innocence to culpability. The scene is a stark reminder of how easily truth can be distorted. Robbie is arrested, his innocence irrelevant in the face of Briony's accusation. Cecilia's screams echo as the police drag him away. The stark headlights of the police car illuminate the injustice. This scene underscores the class biases of 1930s Britain, where Robbie's lower status makes him an easy target. The loss of innocence is palpable, both for Robbie and Briony. Robbie, now a soldier, endures the horrors of World War II during the Dunkirk evacuation. His survival hinges on memories of Cecilia. The chaotic beaches of Dunkirk, littered with debris and bodies, contrast sharply with the tranquility of the Tallis estate. This scene highlights the war's brutality and Robbie's resilience, even as his fate remains uncertain. Cecilia, now a nurse, tends to wounded soldiers, her grief over Robbie's absence evident. Briony, seeking redemption, also becomes a nurse. Their paths cross in a London hospital, but reconciliation is fraught with pain. This scene captures the wartime roles of women and the emotional toll of Briony's guilt. The sterile hospital environment contrasts with the luscious state of their past. Decades later, an elderly Briony reveals the truth in her memoir. Robbie and Cecilia died during the war, and her story is a fictional atonement. The typewriter and faded photos in her study symbolize her futile attempt to rewrite history. This scene exposes the novel's metafictional core, questioning whether art can ever truly amend real-life mistakes. Briony's memoir imagines a happy ending for Robbie and Cecilia in a seaside cottage, a stark contrast to their tragic reality. Her tearful smile as she writes underscores the limits of fiction as redemption. This final scene poignantly captures the novel's central theme: some sins cannot be undone, only reimagined.